Hello, my name is Veronica, and welcome to the Learning Lab, Episode 15, Flowersoft Retreat, Day 2. Before we get into working on the first layer of today's project, I wanted to share a card I created using the Wishing Well stamp, and those stamps do come unmounted, but once you take it and cut it off, I just put some repositionable glue on the back of mine, and I'm able to adhere it to any of my acrylic blocks, and it works very well. The stamp that comes from the company looks like this. And then when you stamp it out, the size is like this, and it does have a lovely frame on there. Mine doesn't because I made a goof, and so I cut it out and actually edged it in some of the wonderful peel-offs that are available from Flowersoft. I used the Sweet Pea along with the Baby Pink and Pale Green. I also used some of the Cat's Eye chalks just to go into individual areas within the stamp. And this one says best wishes. It could also say wish you were here, wishing you the best in your new job, your new home, your new marriage. Possibilities are endless once again. Hope you're ready for day 2. We're going to lay the foundation for our door. So come on in and I'll explain the process. Now our project in today's learning lab will be the beige door. And we're going to operate on this in stages. Here you can see the brick and mortar work. I'm going to take some color pencils and markers and go back and make that really stand out because I don't want it to get washed out and lost with all the other detail I plan to add to this card. Now for my pen work, I'm going to use this Zig Millennium pen, and it does come in a brown, but please feel free to use any color pencils that you might have or any of these La Plume Marvy markers if you use the N with the fine point tip. Now to show how I'm going to use this, I'm just going to very lightly touch my pen to my card where I have that brickwork. I don't want it to pop, but I also don't want it to get lost. So I'm just very lightly going around making my brickwork really shine. And now you should be able to see just the difference in adding that and how it really brought out the brickwork around my door. Next, I want to go to my brass plate that's in the center because it's going to need some embossing. So to do that, I'm going to use my Perfect Mediums, but it's in a pen. There's a bullet point and a brush point, and I'm going to use the bullet point. I'm just using a really light colored embossing powder that I actually mixed myself with some Pearl X powder and some glitter. And that's about as much as you need. But next I want to move to my terracotta pots, beat those up just a little bit, and then move on to my red glitter marker on the ribbon. For my pot, I'm using one of my Marvy La Plume markers, and this is in the number 6 brown. And I'm just going to take my brush tip and just slightly enhance that pot. The artist has done a fabulous job, but I want to bring it out just a bit more. And there are the 2 terracotta pots. This is a Fiskars glitter pen. I love the way it shows up. I'm just going to go in here and outline this and go around the ridges of it just to give it a little more pop. And there you can start to see the bow on that. Add some additional dimension. I'm going to do the same thing to the bow over here and then go up and outline the bow on top. There is my bow all blinged out. I actually striped the hanging ribbon and dotted the bow itself because I didn't want to lose that dimension, and also I took my Marvy marker and made my black lines a little more dominant. So now my next step is to enhance the door frame, and to do that I'm going to bring in my paint tray, and I am going to use some Artist Pastel, and this is in a gray because I don't want to get up and try to find my gray pencil. And I'm just going to put a little bit on my tray, and I probably have too much. I'm going to use my water pen, and you're going to want this to be as dry as possible, so have a piece of paper toweling there to dab this on. And I would probably really empty out that pen because you don't want to saturate your card. And what I'm doing off to here, I'll raise it up just a bit, it's just mixing in and creating a little bit of a paint paste out of that Artist Pastel chalk. Going to take some of it off to make sure you don't have too much. And starting up here, I'm just going to lightly drag that across. And already you can see how it's making that pop. And there we are. The company has already helped me with the shading. So all I have to do is just go around and make that part a little darker. Now I want to move to the window pane area. I'm going to take a metallic marker and just go over this. Now I want to mark my lines around my post here because I want to add garland to that. And now there's my garland marked all around, and I think we're ready to start doing a bit of Flower Soft. I did come in and bling up my wreath a little bit by going in with my green metallic Sakura marker and just adding a few dots around there. And now I'm going to go back with my red one and just add a few more. And now we have a blinging wreath. So now let's go on to our Flower Soft. You do need to open the tip of your glue, so if yours is brand new, make sure you're using a cutting mat. Just lay that down, and I like using my fingertip knife just for control, and then you can take that and lightly cut through that so that you're not removing too much. Then to keep that fine point, I just remove the top and take my poker tool and just push that through the bottom until it comes up through the top, and you know that you've got a nice clear opening there. Thank you for joining me in the lab. Please know that using Flower Soft is easy. You just glue and sprinkle. The results will be great, but I like to create stunning and impressive. And I'll just lift this up so you can see again that wonderful dimension that you get when you use Flower Soft. Just want to reach out and pick some of those lovely flowers. Remember to visit my blog, inkallusions.blogspot.com, where you can find a coupon code to enter into your basket at cutterscreek.com to get a gift with purchase, and also to get a sneak peek at what our finished door card is going to look like. Until day 3.